Hope is fragile. And to be honest with you, recently I have been struggling with my hope when it comes to the church. Not not in my belief that the church is the hope for the world. I believe that. But I've been wrestling with what we are doing and how we are doing it, the way that we are carrying ourselves, and the way that we believe our witness is best executed. And to be honest, recently I've been struggling with hope. As a matter of fact, as I'm recording this, yet another one of the Christian leaders, one of the Christian titans of when I was growing up, of when my faith was being formed, reports have come out that yet another one was caught in a scandal of a sexual nature. This is literally like the sixth or seventh key figure of my faith upbringing that I can now point to and say, while you were shaping my faith, you were doing what? While you were investing in me, whether it be through your books or through your words or through your sermons, you were engaging in what? And to be honest, every time I get one of these reports, it shakes me a bit. It even shakes me whenever I get on to social media and I see the people that taught my Sunday schools using their words in a vicious way against other people. They just seem so angry. And they seem so scared and so sad. And I start to get confused, and I start to wrestle with hope. You know, even recently, my youngest son was going through another tough spell. And I say another one because he is my strong-willed child. And man, you point that strong will into the direction of the Lord, and it is powerful. But right now, it's difficult. And we had about a week and a half to 2 weeks consecutively of just really bad days. And deep down, I started to wrestle with hope. And one night, after a really bummer of a day and a bummer of a night, I was laying in bed next to my wife, and I said, "Do you still have hope that we can love him the way that he deserves, that we can reach his heart? Because I don't know what to do." And of course, we're setting up meetings with counselors just to try to give us more tools and him more tools to connect with each other. But it's a vulnerable thing. It's a humbling thing to be the parent of 4 children, and for some reason, the 4th one you just don't feel like you're getting through to. It's scary. And my wife said, "Oh, absolutely. We're nowhere near beyond hope." And so that next day, I gave my youngest son and I homework. I said, "Hey, Robbie, here's what I want you to do. For your time of homework, I want you to sit down and I want you to write 2 lists. Number 1, I want you to write a list of everything that you like about yourself. And number 2, I want you to sit down and write everything that you can about what you like about me, your dad." And I knew that especially after our last week or two, that second list was going to be hard for him. But I told him, I said, "I'm going to write the same thing for you. That's going to be my homework. I'm going to write a list of things that I love about you, Robert John." And that night, when I got home, I said, "Did you do your homework?" He said, "Yes." I said, let's go sit in your bedroom and let's read our lists out loud to each other." So we sat down. I said, "Who do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?" He said, "I'll go first." So he flipped to the list where he wrote down everything he likes about himself, and it was so sweet. He's like, "I like how I, help people. I like how I'm somewhat not disrespectful a lot of the time." And then he goes, I want you to read your list about me before I read my list about you. I said, no problem. And I read my list, which I had typed out front and back, that listed things like, I love your smile. As a matter of fact, I said, I think that God took a piece of the sun and put it in your cheeks so that every time you smile, you have the superpower of lighting up a room. And one by one in the list, as I reminded him of how much I loved him, I saw the walls tearing down to the point where at the end of the list, he has big tears in his eyes and he looks down at his list for me and he looks up at me and I said, hey buddy, are you okay? He said, I love you so much, my heart is starting to hurt. So we just hugged for a while. And in that moment, I was reminded that love helps me relearn hope. As a matter of fact, where did I get all of this from today? Well, I was reading Psalm 27. Psalm 27 and verse 13. And actually, I was reading it in the Net Bible. And this is what the Net Bible says. In Psalm 27:13, it says, Where would I be if I did not believe I would experience the Lord's favor in the land of the living? Where would I be if I did not believe I would experience the Lord's favor in the land of the living? Hope is fragile. And yet hope is ultimately what fuels our life and our love here in the land of the living. Here's my challenge for you this week. Sit down and write a list of all the things that you love about yourself, and then write a list of all the things that you love about the church. All the things that she has done to help you, to nurture you. And allow that list to be a love letter to a church that's going through a rough time in America. But ultimately, what she needs is a reminder of how much she is loved so that hope can be restored and we can get back to our mission of seeking and saving the lost through the loving transformation of Jesus' cross and of his incredible Holy Spirit. I love you guys. Have a good week.